Well, well, well. Once again, we are met at the appointed place. Dearest listeners, old and new, welcome to Star Trek Stories, Phase 2, Electric Boogaloo. We didn't have time to come up with the title. Yes, our silly little Star Trek show has been on hiatus for a few months. I was actually planning on the hiatus being a little longer, but some time recently opened up for me, and I thought to myself, well, shit, why not do another batch of episodes? And you know what? It's good to be back. I am excited for what we have coming. If you are new to the podcast, we recently finished Phase 1 of Star Trek Stories. Phase 1 was a 100-episode list that we titled Venturing Through the Universe. In this case, the Star Trek universe. We started with the franchise's origins in 1964 and followed its growth into the modern day. The whole thing was kind of a Star Trek abridged, a kind of imperfect snapshot of the entire franchise. This was also a list designed for both longtime fans and newbies, so if you're looking to get into Star Trek for the first time and don't know where to begin, or if you're a fan looking for a new way to watch through the franchise, we have got you covered. If you are brand new, please feel free to jump in with us right here, but I would recommend going back to Phase 1 first. You'll be able to better appreciate what we have coming up. If you are a newcomer to our podcast, in case you are curious, we split Phase 1 into 7 parts. Classic Trek, The Growing Pains of the Next Generation, the TNG Renaissance, the TNG Glory Years, Deep Space Nine and the End of TNG, Voyager, The Waning Enterprise, and Modern Trek. If any of those topics or eras pique your interest, please go check them out. We cover some fun stuff in all of them. And now we come to Phase 2 of Star Trek Stories. But what exactly is Phase 2? Well, I'll tell you what it is. We have titled Phase 2 Spinning Off into the Unknown.
Ooh.
And the key term here is spinning off. Now, how so, you may ask? In Phase 1, we charted the history of Star Trek. Part of our overall thesis was that The Next Generation is the linchpin show of the franchise. Everything more or less orbits around it, and it's still considered to be the most popular incarnation. Because of the show's length and impact, an entire 42 out of 100 episodes from Phase 1 were dedicated to TNG, almost half of them. Because of that, we wanted to dedicate Phase 2 to exploring the wider Star Trek franchise beyond TNG, hence our title, Spinning Off into the Unknown. That means there will be no TNG as part of Phase 2. Not a single episode. In addition, we won't be watching anything from Star Trek Picard, which is, of course, directly connected to TNG. So if we're not watching any TNG or Picard, what exactly will we be watching? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to be watching. But first, we have some podcast business to attend to. If you're new to the podcast, I generally do not host this show alone. We've had a few co-hosts along for the ride, all covering different episode batches. And now we have a new co-host on for what we're going to be watching next. Joining me on the podcast and on the big green comfy couch, we have our new co-host, Ellen Marie Lewis here. Yeah!
Thank you for having me back. I have a logistical question.
Yes.
So the many times I came on as a guest, I was sitting in the captain's chair.
Right.
As the latest co-host,
Yeah.
where on the bridge would I be?
So I like to think my co-hosts have the rank of lieutenant commander, so you are now a
Ooh.
senior officer.
Hell yeah. I like the sound of that.
Oh yeah, I like that. If I recall, there was an episode, I can't remember which episode on the podcast, but we were talking about your pre-existing knowledge of the characters. We may have talked about this in Menage a Trois, but I can't remember.
We may have, yes.
But years ago, you had taken one of those kind of like, what TV or media character are you? And you got Deanna Troi from Star Trek The Next Generation.
And specifically, this wasn't necessarily like which character from Star Trek are you. It's from a website called Open Biometrics. So this was based on thousands of characters in their database. And I'll retake the quiz every once in a while, and who my number one answer is can fluctuate, but Deanna's always somewhere in the top 10, so she is part of me. Also, another one that's always in the top 10, first male character I usually get is Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
As the dining room proudly presents your dinner. Incredible. Ellen's a kind of mix of Deanna Troi from Star Trek and Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. This is either the best or worst friend you've ever had. To honor Deanna Troi being a part of you, you would probably be... I would have you sitting on the left of the captain where Deanna Troi sits, like the counselor spot, kind of whispering... I'm sensing something, Captain.
Yes.
He's hiding something, Captain.
In an outfit that does not match anyone else's uniforms. Like, titties out. Like.
Yeah. You will alternate between, like, the off lavender onesie and the boob dress.
Yes.
The height of space fashion.
I'm there dressed like a French maid for some reason.
It really helps, like, my people in therapy really kind of feel at calm and at ease.
Exactly.
I feel okay.
Yeah. It's for the crew,
Wow, I feel
it's for morale. It's
I really feel like I can be myself when I see Counselor Troi wearing that off lavender onesie.
Exactly. Lavender is a very calming color.
Or, of course, there's her space cheerleader outfit from the very first episode. And it's the only episode we see her wearing it, but in that first episode, she's wearing like the unisex version of like the mini skirt.
Oh, gone too soon.
R.I.P. Scant.
I think anytime that gets brought up, I talk about how in the very first shot of the show, there's like a man wearing when he bends down to pick something up, and the camera just like goes whoop, like back up, like
bail up. Bring it back. Bring it back. It's possible, Ellen. It's possible that we do see a return of the Scant at some point during our episodes that we're going to be watching.
I will keep an eye out very closely.
I'm not positive. I do think there is an episode where it does show up, but it might be surprising which one.
All right, I'm manifesting it. I'll keep an ear to the ground.
Mini skirt.
Yes.
I want to see a man in a mini skirt, please.
It's equality.
This is how we fix sexism. Just put them all in mini skirts.
Exactly.
Don't put them all in pants. Put them all in mini skirts.
Exactly.
We have fixed it. If you are new to the podcast, dear listener, Ellen is one of my dearest friends that I met working at Sundance Film Festival. And, now that I think about it, because as we're recording this, the very last, two things. The very last Sundance in Utah is happening right now. Because it is moving to Colorado.
Yes.
Very sadly. Two, though, I'm like, I do think we maybe did meet in 2016.
So this is
this would be like right about now. This would be our 10-year anniversary.
Oh,
incredible.
It's incredible. And also, just on top of that, too, I saw my final Salt Lake Sundance film yesterday. And I tried to focus a lot when I was an employee on documentaries about music, especially women in music. I felt like those were things that were consistently like a good bet for something I would get something a lot out of that might not necessarily show up in theaters. Like you would be able to see it in the future, but probably just on streaming.
Right.
But there was a documentary this year about Courtney Love that I went and saw yesterday, and I'm a huge fan of Hole. So like getting to hang out with you today on the last day at time of recording of Utah Sundance, wrapping it up with Anti-Hero and the Courtney Love doc. Like I feel like this is just such like a nice
closure,
like a nice little bookend to my relationship with Sundance this past decade, but not a bookend to our friendship, the first of many decades, I would hope.
I would hope, yeah. Like it was the friends
we made along the way. Yes.
You have been on
many times
for a bunch of episodes for the podcast.
I can't even count how many I've been on for. I don't have the stats on deck.
No. It's in the teens somewhere. I do believe as of right now, barring like people who've been co-hosts, I think you and Tyson are tied for most guest appearances.
Oh wow!
Which
I'm
actually,
in good company.
Which fits because you two have actually been on for a few episodes together.
We have.
We did like Picard all together. Yeah, so I do believe you are currently tied for most. So I'm like, well, you know, we got to get Ellen as now co-host now. Like,
and Tyson has been a co-host, right?
Tyson has not been co-host yet. But
right.
There's a future to consider.
There's an asterisk there.
You are a Star Trek newbie, at least when you started. Now maybe I'd say you're a Star Trek initiate.
I was gonna say that's a lot nicer than saying like Star Trek rookie or like
rookie. Yeah,
initiate sounds like a little more elevated.
Yeah, right. Yes. Your journey has started.
Yes,
you are now studying the Star Trek alchemy.
Yes.
We had you on for what we later dubbed our TNG charcuterie board.
Yes.
And this was not originally the case. Originally, it wasn't that I was going to have you on for additional episodes, but originally I was just planning to have you on for a counter on Farpoint. I'm like, I think Ellen would be good for a count, like the very first Next Generation episode. But once we did that, I'm like, we have so much Next Generation coming. Do you know what might be fun? Since you're, this is new for you, it's like, oh, what if we brought you back for one episode or like one story per season so you could kind of get like this kind of nice little snapshot. So yeah, we brought you on for one story from each season of TNG, Encounter at Farpoint. We talked about the man skirt shot.
Yes.
You were also on for The Measure of a Man.
Mm-hmm.
Menage a Troy.
Of course. I think that was like one of the first places we really brought up that there's like something for everyone, because I did not know people don't like that episode.
Right. It's not considered to be one of the worst, but especially in that season, it's considered to be one of the lower points of what is otherwise considered to be a great season.
I will say though, exactly, and I will say like off mic a moment ago we were talking. I mean, not a moment ago, but earlier this evening while we were catching up, we were talking about Showgirls. I love things that are a little exaggerated and a little silly.
You were making allusions to Barbarella, like the Barbarella dentist chair.
Yes. I love Barbarella, dude.
We introduced you to the Picard meme.
Yes.
And you're a big meme person. You're like, oh, this is where that's from.
I really was doing the Leonardo DiCaprio Once Upon a Time in Hollywood pointing.
Yeah, in case any of you are wondering, we all have our favorite kinds of episodes that Star Trek does. Ellen likes the campy, sexy episode.
Yes. I was very honored to be part of a horny, campy episode. I felt very seen.
They made this for me.
Yes, my very first exposure to classic Trek was fuck or die Vulcan mating season.
Amok time, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I believe before we started doing Next Gen, that was your only exposure to Star Trek, that episode.
That was one, too, that you had already recorded an episode about it, but when you told me you were working on the podcast, I was like, can I come on for this one?
We already did it.
Which is fair.
That was like the 5th or 6th one we did. We did that one pretty early on. It's just such a legendary classic.
Right.
We also had you on for Data's Day.
That one's incredible.
Our little life in the day of... or day in the life of Mr. Data. We got to see him going shopping for glasses for Chief O'Brien's wedding.
Lot of nice dancing.
These things to weddings. We got to see some great dancing with Data and Dr. Crusher.
I love a good dance number. Dancing. Yeah.
We watched the first Duty, the one where our boy Will Wheaton, Wesley Crusher, gets in trouble at school for being complicit in covering up an accident where one of their friends died.
It's really nice to see like an episode with some more nuance to Wesley, because that was another thing too, being like a TNG newbie. One thing I did know is that Wesley is not a favored character. Initially, a lot of people didn't feel like they really fully fleshed out the character to have any sort of flaw, so to put his character in a situation like this, I felt like was a really strong use, added a little more depth to him.
Yeah, it gets a little more to do. It's like, oh, there you go. Why haven't you been doing this?
Right. You've had a couple seasons now.
You've had 5 seasons at this point. Then we had you on for our Chain of Command, part 1 and 2, the one where Captain Picard gets tortured.
And then Tony Soprano takes over for a little while.
Right. And then it's also an episode of Bad Boss with Riker trying to... they're just having their little petty boss employee squabbles while Picard's getting tortured. One of these struggles is not like the other. And then you were on for All Good Things, the series finale to TNG, which we all agreed on. Like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with this.
And then...
we also brought you on for one of the TNG movies, Star Trek Nemesis. Please accept my dearest apologies.
I think my Letterboxd review is he's bald and he's torturing people who have hair.
Oh, God, Star Trek Nemesis. You were definitely a sport and a trooper to come do that one, because we were all like, yeah, this sucks.
Oh, I will say, I think I've said this before, but I appreciate that in getting the full charcuterie board, the full overview, that you brought me on for a lot of very iconic episodes, and also places where I was able to kind of see the full range of, you know, this iteration of Trek, like at its best and at its worst. Like, it was nice to not just see only the highlight reel, to kind of get more of like a full understanding of also just like the relationship fans have with TNG.
Yeah, to just do the best would not give you a full perspective on the show. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, when it's great, it knocks it out of the park, but I'm like, but it doesn't always knock it out of the park.
I mean, just considering the schedule that shows like this were released on at the time, like right now, kind of the main way a TV show is released is it's like an 8 or 10 episode season. Mm-hmm. They had a lot more to put out throughout the full TV season, like fall to spring. Yeah. So it makes sense even for a show that is very iconic, that when you have that much to put out, like, they're not all going to be memorable. They're not all going to be the highest quality. No. It's just even with other shows that have like a fast like turnaround. One of my friends is like a really huge SNL fan, got invited to the red carpet for the 50th anniversary. Even if you have an incredible host, like, not even every sketch on SNL in an episode is going to be memorable.
No.
Not even like every full episode in a season is going to make you laugh.
No. There's lots of filler for Star Trek, and there's also lots of like big swings that are just a big whiff. But I love the big swings.
Right. I like to see like the creative attempts put out there. You know,
you gotta go for it.
You can't play it safe all the time. Like it's nice to see that like even if it doesn't land, like they're trying to do something interesting and unique with a very long established property.
Yeah. We also brought you on for the first 3 episodes of Picard. Again, please accept my deepest apologies.
Honestly, a breath of fresh air in comparison to my previous guest spot. I will say, while I am not interested in continuing on with Picard, you can find more of those reasons in those episodes. There were things about it that were pretty promising. I love that dog. I just think he's
number one.
Number one. He's my number one.
I think that was part of the frustration we all had with watching it, is that like, it's not that it was all bad though. There was stuff that was just like, oh my God, I don't care. But like, but the fact that there is some good, interesting stuff or ideas in there, and it's like, but this is what it ends up being.
Yeah.
Like, we can see the better show that could be there. So it just makes it that much more frustrating to watch. So yeah, for better or worse, we have introduced you to the franchise through the world of TNG, like that show, and then it's like it's connected movie series and the sequel series, which is how a lot of fans have gone into Star Trek, is the Next Generation.
Especially people of our generation, because that was when a lot of us were at peak linear TV watching age. That was what was on TV. That was what was in syndication.
But even now, like Star Trek: The Next Generation still I mean, they all do, but Next Generation still gets really good streaming numbers. And I've seen so many like reaction channels pop up of younger people watching Star Trek: The Next Generation and just digging it. Like, this show is awesome. Like, so even now, like, it's how some people are getting into it. Which is it's, I mean, just a testament to just the quality of the show.
Yeah, I feel like even shows that are very popular from that same era may not necessarily lend themselves well to watching them on streaming, just because the way that you usually will consume something from week to week on TV versus watching them all in one run. Like, the narrative arcs can be a little bit different. I think that's like a really good testament to the quality of the show, that if you're watching them in a streaming service at home, maybe multiple episodes in the same day, and you don't get fatigue from watching it.
You just want to keep watching it. Like, I keep seeing, and then again, speaking to these channels, I hear them like, I just want to watch the next one. I just want to watch the next one. I just want to watch the next one. I mean, how many shows nowadays have guys in miniskirts? Like,
right?
1987, Star Trek: The Next Generation did it first.
I think it's mostly just like traitors, depending on the episode, like what Alan Cumming feels like wearing that day. I think that's about it. Like,
outside of what we have watched on this show, with the exception of Fuck or Die from the 60s show, Amok Time, you haven't seen anything else.
I mean, I've seen some of the J.J. Abrams movies.
Okay, the Chris Pine films.
Yeah,
okay.
that's about it.
Okay,
I don't even think I've seen all of them.
Yeah. Okay, so that's mostly what you've watched. So still, you have a better sense of it than you did before the podcast. Still not a ton, but okay. For this batch of episodes, we are going to be doing another charcuterie board.
Yes. I love some charcuterie.
But this time for the wider franchise beyond Next Generation. And because of that, we are calling this batch of episodes the other Star Trek shows. The other ones.
I was going to say the other two, because that's a TV show I really like, but there are more than 2 other Star Trek shows.
There's so many Star Trek shows now. It's crazy. It's hard to keep them all straight. Yes, the other Star Trek shows. That is what we're going to be checking out in this selection of episodes. This is going to be a 9-episode selection we're going to be watching. And we will be covering shows from all the eras of Star Trek. From classic Trek, we are going to be watching episodes from both the original series, which you have watched before.
Yes.
You did see that one episode.
Yes.
But we will be watching one here.
Fantastic.
Which will only be your second OG episode.
Yes. And going back to just kind of my interest in sort of like campy mid-century space age, sounds like something that's going to be up my alley. I'm very, very much looking forward to digging in.
The 60s show is still my personal favorite, my nostalgic favorite. I always say the original show is my nostalgic favorite. Next Generation is, if you're going to watch one, watch The Next Generation.
Absolutely.
Deep Space Nine is secretly the best one. Is how it goes. But not only are we going to be watching an episode from the original series, we're also going to be watching an episode from the 1970s animated series, the Filmation show.
Yes! Oh my god. I had so much fun. One of the last times I was on off mic while we were just all hanging out, we were watching some of the Filmation Superman short. Yeah. And I had seen some of the League of Super Friends also on my own prior to this, and
meanwhile, the Legion of Doom. Little He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Yes. We have to go see that movie this summer when it comes out.
They're making a new one. Crazy.
Yeah.
They're doing another one, huh? Okay, so from classic Trek, we're going to be getting some original series and some animated series. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm very excited.
From Golden Age Trek, that's the era that Next Gen started, like the big era in the middle, like when it was the 80s, 90s, and the aughts, the Golden Age. There's a few shows we're going to be watching from there as well. We're going to be taking a look at Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
Voyager.
Nice.
And Enterprise.
Nice.
And from modern Trek, we are going to be checking out a few shows. We're going to be watching Lower Decks.
Nice. There is a comedian podcaster that I'm a big fan of who wrote a few episodes of that. I don't know if I can specifically request maybe watching one or two of the ones that she wrote.
I've got the one selected, so we have to see if she's.
Yeah, we'll have to compare.
Otherwise, we'll just have to have you on back on.
I guess if I must.
We also will be watching an episode of Prodigy. The Nickelodeon show.
Oh.
No. And we'll be watching an episode of Strange New Worlds.
I feel like a bonehead getting some of these.
There's so many shows, it's crazy.
There have been, and just in the past couple years since, Paramount Plus has introduced a lot of these. Is Strange New Worlds the one with Doug Jones?
No, that's Discovery.
Oh, okay.
We will not be watching any Discovery.
I can get my Doug Jones fix elsewhere, so.
Maybe at some point we'll have you on for Discovery, but we are specifically excluding Discovery, not because it's connected to Next Gen or Picard. It's simply for the fact that because Discovery is so serialized, just watching a random episode, it's hard to get a good sense.
Understandable.
Of the show. So if and when we do more Discovery, it will probably be an entire batch of episodes dedicated to watching.
That makes sense.
Discovery. So because it's like this whole thing is so serial. Otherwise, you'd be like, "What? I don't know what's happening."
Fair.
It's hard to just jump into. But Doug Jones is in Discovery.
Yes.
And I do say he is the best part of that show.
I love him so much. I just think he's neat.
He's really great. The makeup is really cool. But his physicality and character are really... It's one of his best roles, which is saying something.
Yeah, like, just the amount of things that he's brought in his, like, physicality to.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, multiple roles in, like, the same films, you know, for, like, the Pan's Labyrinth heads.
Yeah, he's very alien, but he's essentially the Spock of the show.
Cool. I like that for him.
But it's a different kind of character than Spock, but that's essentially kind of like, the role he's filling.
Yeah, in terms of, like, the ensemble. That makes sense.
Kind of the outsider with a different, like, alien outsider with a different perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we won't be having any Discovery, but regardless, we have a lot of different Star Trek shows.
I mean, the amount in the past, like, 5 or 6 years that have come out. There's been a wealth of Star Trek content.
So much. Yeah, so even though we're not watching an episode from literally every series, we're still watching episodes from 9 different Star Trek series, and that's not accounting for all of them. If you throw in, Next Gen and Picard and Discovery, it would be, what is that, 12?
Yeah,
12 shows. It's crazy.
That's a lot. That's multiple per decade and not just
the
very fruitful decade.
Yeah, jeez. Also, it's important to note that with all these shows we're going to be watching, we are going to be checking out episodes that are fairly early on in all their respective runs. So we will be kind of checking out most of these shows when they themselves were kind of fresh and new. So kind of getting like an early sense of all these shows when they were on. When we're done, Ellen, we can have you rank all of the shows from least to most interested to check out. Not necessarily like what was your single favorite episode. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
What our favorite episodes were. But in terms of like which show or incarnation of Star Trek were you the most interested to keep going with?
Totally.
I will be curious because like it's mostly Next Gen. I know you have a little bit of original series exposure, but I will be curious to hear what's going to tickle your fancy.
Totally. And there's like a couple ones that like have been on my radar for a while, like and like specific characters that I know I'm interested in seeing more of. Like, for instance, like, you know, Janeway's been on my radar for a very long time. Can't wait to see more of that diva and get some more perspective on her.
We are definitely getting a Janeway episode.
Yes.
In our little.
I would like to see it.
Yeah. Janeway's coming, everyone. Don't worry.
Good.
So for this list, we are not going to watch these in order of when they came out. We are going to be jumping around a bit just to get more of a
fair.
We're not looking at a. We did all this in phase 1. We were kind of charting the growth of the series. Now for phase 2, what we're doing is going to be more of just pitting these shows against each other and comparing and contrasting outside of how this is like. How do all these different shows tackle Star Trek?
Totally.
Is kind of what we're going to be looking at.
Nice.
In their own kind of vein. And we will be starting our list with modern Trek. Not with any of the shows we just mentioned, but
secret
with
third option.
The secret fourth option. We're going to be starting with the most recent incarnation that actually just began a few weeks ago. That show, of course, being Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
Ooh.
Starfleet Academy is what we're going to be kicking this whole thing off with. When we finished phase 1, this series didn't exist yet. So at the time, we did at least cover at least one episode from everything. So now, this is the only main series we have not covered on Star Trek Storage. So this is also part of like, well, we got to bring it back because there's this other show now we haven't covered.
With a star-studded cast.
Star-studded cast.
Or at least I saw from like a 5-second thing on YouTube when there's an ad that you can't skip. Because I was trying to make sure I didn't spoil a lot for myself.
I think this will be a good first episode for our our theme, the other Star Trek shows, and and the non-Next Generation shows, because ever since Next Generation, there has been this tradition in the Star Trek franchise of new shows introducing Star Trek to a new generation of fans. Like each show is kind of like someone's first show, and it's like we got to bring in a new generation of fans.
Yeah, I think that's come up a few times when we've talked about other iterations. Right. Which, I mean, I haven't been on for a lot of that, but when I have been.
It's like, because when Next Generation came on, it was like, oh my God, here's this new version of Star Trek beyond the original. So we're going to introduce it to all over again. So there's this tradition of, now all these, Star Trek shows introducing Star Trek to a new generation of fans. And this is going to be appropriate because what could be more appropriate than starting our batch with a show that is about a new generation of Starfleet cadets?
Very meta.
Yeah, I think that'll be a fun way to start this off.
I also want to ask, because one of the things that I saw is that Paul Giamatti is in it. You said there was another big name that.
So yeah, Paul Giamatti. So it won't all be fresh faces. There are a couple of big names in there. Paul Giamatti is playing the villain.
Icon, star of the first DVD I ever owned, Big Fat Liar. I know that's a deep cut for Paul Giamatti because he's better known for other things.
I got a deeper one. One of my first DVDs ever was the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes.
Oh my God!
Paul Giamatti is one of the apes. He's the orangutan guy in that show, and he's great.
Yeah,
he's great. So he's the villain. So I'll be curious to see if he goes past season 1 or anything. But the series lead
is me. Surprise!
Oh really?
Sorry.
Star of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, Ellen Marie Lewis, is here with us, taking some valuable time to do this Star Trek podcast with us.
I'm actually in my trailer right now in like Burbank or whatever.
Right. Yeah. From the Star Trek fan club in Encino, California, we present the
the actual star.
No, the series. So the series lead is none other than Holly Hunter. is the lead of Starfleet Academy.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. She is the superintendent of Starfleet Academy, and she's also like a starship captain in her own right.
I want to say, I feel like, I mean, obviously this is, a massively popular, well-established franchise. Even when I came into TNG, a lot of major names, like Whoopi Goldberg being a huge Star Trek fan getting involved. I have noticed a lot lately, a lot of really big names stepping into the Star Trek shows. Like, I was looking at the Razzie nominations recently and I saw Michelle Yeoh's name, and I was very surprised to see it. One, I was not aware that this made-for-streaming Star Trek film came out, but number two, that Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh, Madame Morrible MM, flipping her own Wicked Witch, was involved in the Star Trek universe in any way.
Probably more than you would realize.
Was she also someone who is like an elevated fan in this way? Someone who has a really strong tie?
No, she's not an elevated fan, but she has talked about enjoying her time. So she was on the streaming film Star Trek Section 31, which I actually finally watched for the first time the other night. It's terrible.
Okay.
It's awful. It's have to say, really bad.
Maybe not as much now, but when you look at some of the early Razzie nominees, it's like, is this movie just bad or is it about ladies?
No.
Like, I feel like there are a lot more genuinely bad films as the culture has shifted and the Razzies have persisted.
Yeah, not only is this like not a good Star Trek film in any sense of the imagination, essentially what the film is, it's what if we did Guardians of the Galaxy, but about a Starfleet Black Ops division that murders and kills people, but it's quirky and fun. So it's basically this kind of quirky, fun adventure.
2016 Suicide Squad.
It's very Suicide Squad-y, but it's basically pro-government Black Ops. I'm like, fuck that.
I don't like that.
No, for Star Trek? Like, that's that's awful.
That seems, even as like a newer person to this franchise, seems really antithetical.
Antithetical.
Antithetical, excuse me.
Well, Section 31 was established in a previous Star Trek show, but it was portrayed as unabashedly bad. Like, this is bad. Like, and no one in the Federation knows this organization. It's very shadowy, and it's like very sketchy, and they're very scary. But they portray it as, these guys are bad. These are bad guys. This is not what we stand for. The fact that it now has turned into like this necessary evil, like pro Black Ops thing, I'm like, you are missing the point of why they introduced this in the whole
space Overton window. That's a bummer to hear. Sorry, backtracking. Yeah, Holly Hunter. Oh my God.
Holly Hunter is going to be our lead for this new one. They got crazy. That's one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name I think they've ever got to. I mean, some of them had become, like, Patrick Stewart's huge, but he wasn't huge when they initially, like, TNG put him on the map.
Yeah.
Shatner
especially
was not
for
huge.
Western audiences.
Star Trek really blew Shatner up. So, but Holly Hunter is definitely, a Hollywood legend.
Yeah.
So getting her to kind of frontline a Star Trek show, I'm like, I think that's the biggest get they've ever got for a series lead.
That's a real twist.
It's pretty big.
Also, just like going back to like the Paul Giamatti of it all as well, this is someone who is like such an established character actor, someone who is known for so many things, who just even in recent years has had a lot of really exciting career success. Most recently, like The Holdovers comes to mind. Like in the last decade also, like being involved in Straight Outta Compton. Being the villain of Love and Mercy, the Brian Wilson biopic.
He's really good in John Adams, the HBO miniseries.
Yeah, that
he's
too.
really good in that. Like, he's just good in everything he does.
He really is. He's someone that, as a character actor, his involvement in something, even if it's not something that's very high quality, he will commit very hard to it. He will put in a lot of effort to it. He doesn't really phone things in. And
he gives 110% to that Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie. He's just playing one of the orangutans, but he gives it his all.
Going back to Big Fat Liar, when my brother and I were kids and he was starting to do like some drama work, like as a preteen, like he would use one of Paul Giamatti's monologues from the film for like a lot of auditions, and had a lot of like audition success from that work. But yeah, he's someone also that I think his involvement in something like he's one of those actors where if he puts his name on something, it catches my eye. It makes me more likely to give it a chance.
Oh yeah, like American acting treasure, Paul Giamatti, like truly on the short list. He is also, I didn't know this, but they've, because the show's been coming out, so a lot of the people have been doing the interview circuits, of course.
Yes.
He's a legit big fan of Star Trek. And
That's
so like
exciting.
I think Colbert was asking him questions, and it's like, and I was listening, I'm like, oh my God, he knows his stuff. Like he really guts it. He's like, oh, like, so yeah, in Deep Space Nine when there was this and there's, and was like, oh my God, he's like, oh, he knows his stuff. So
that's really
that makes
exciting.
me even more interested. I'm like, he's a legit fan.
Yeah.
So a legit fan who is also, legendary actor Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, just happens to be so incredibly bananas talented.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I am very intrigued to see what this show is going to be. So
I hope it doesn't go sideways. Waka waka.
It's a little Paul Giamatti humor for all you out there.
Don't whine about it.
So yes, next time we are going to be watching the first episode of Starfleet Academy. Kids These Days. Kids These Days is the name of the episode.
Am I right?
Yeah, am I right? Yeah, and this is going to be fun for me.
Be on that phone.
This is going to be fun for me because this is going to be the first Star Trek episode on the podcast that I have not seen yet.
Really?
So I'm going to be going in fresh.
I feel very honored that you've saved this for when we record together. That means a lot.
Why would I watch it now? Like this is like, it's not often I can go into Star Trek fresh. I'm like, I haven't seen this yet.
That's exciting.
This is a first for Star Trek stories.
Hell yeah.
So we are all going in fresh. As is our guest for next week. Also for next time, we will be having our first guest host for this batch of episodes. My roommate and brother Tanner Hatch will be coming to watch this.
It'll be nice to get to talk a little bit more to Tanner. Like, I feel like we've hovered around each other a couple times, but
you haven't really gotten to. I don't think you guys have been on the podcast together.
No, we haven't. I think the most I've had the opportunity to talk to him was last time we recorded together. I accidentally showed up very early.
Yeah, sure. Oh, hey. Yes, Tanner is also a hardcore Star Trek fan, but he has not seen this yet either.
Fun.
And this will be like, I picked Tanner because, especially since we've been roommates, but also growing up together, like roommates. We have a tradition of sitting together to watch. Like, okay, here's a new Star Trek series. Let's watch it.
I get to be part of a family tradition. That's so nice.
So it's like, oh, Tanner,
I'm very honored.
But like, let's do it for the podcast.
That's so sweet.
So all three of us are going in very fresh. A couple of us hardcore fans, and then we have our little initiate over here.
Yes.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited not just for next week, but all the we're gonna get so many different like flavors of Star Trek. Yes. So I'm gonna be very curious as to kind of like what lands or doesn't land for you.
It'll be like in Ratatouille when he's like,
having
the berry and the nuts, and then like jazz starts playing in his head. It'll be really nice.
Oh, what a lovely little movie.
Lovely movie. Shout out to Remy.
Shout out to Pixar's Ratatouille. I only watched it for the first time like last year.
Really?
But I thought it was great.
I remember seeing it in theaters. Pixar is something that is all ages famously, but I was a preteen when it came out, so it was really when I asked my parents to take me and my mom took me. She ended up loving it, but was very much like, aren't you like a little too old for this? No. Fuck no.
No, I watched that as a pure adult with adults.
Exactly.
And I thought
that is not the first time I've seen it,
Who doesn't love
that's
food
not the
porn?
last time.
Like,
right?
Come on.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out to Pixar's Ratatouille.
But yeah, thank you for having me on so many times. Thank you for having me as a guest host. I was honestly very surprised to learn how often I had been a guest host, just because I really wasn't sure how much of the perspective of someone who is like a complete Star Trek foreigner, like how much my perspective would contribute.
Well, you gave us some of the best episodes.
Oh my God, that's so
You gave
nice.
us some of the best episodes. I love the hardcore perspectives, but I love the new. Like I feel like we get a good healthy mix of like the hardcores, the casuals, and the newbies, and they're all very interesting, valuable perspectives. It's such a big, broad thing. Some people approach Star Trek very casually, some are super into it, and some just haven't seen it yet, but are certainly aware of it because its pop culture footprint is big. So it's they're all very and for you, one of the things I'm excited for, and like one of the reasons why I even started doing the charcuterie board in the first place, is you're not just a newbie, which we've definitely had lots of newbies on the podcast, but you are very well versed in media literacy and being able to look at things both as they are and how they relate to the broader pop culture. I mean, so much of what we talk about just outside of the podcast is our love for all things media and all the little things out there. So it's been great having you doing this, because not only do we get the newbie perspective, but it's also this media literacy perspective.
Well, thank you.
It's an elevated newbie perspective.
I'm blushing, honestly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ellen, for coming to do this with me.
Absolutely. I always get excited when I get the text, get the call from you to that you have another idea for something you'd like to have for me to come aboard.
I've loved having you on as a guest host, but I'm like, I was thinking about who's going to be a co-host for this. I'm like, I think it's Alan would be perfect for this. Like,
Aww.
you are the perfect person for this. So I'm glad to now have you one of the official co-hosts of Star Trek Stories. There are less people who have been a co-host on Star Trek Stories and have walked on the moon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So you know what, you are in an esteemed company.
I can't wait till the point where I've done both. Honestly,
Yeah, both. Yes. I've been on the moon and been on Star Trek Stories. Oh dear. All right, everyone.
Both equally prestigious.
Yeah, equally. Equally.
I have moonwalked, or I have tried to.
Same thing. Same thing. I've hopped in a pool once or twice.
Right. I've done the electric slide, so I get it. Like
same thing. I went to the planetarium and I walked on that little moon surface.
It's like when I went to Venice when I was 18 and I opted not to go on a gondola while I was there because I'd been to the Venetian as a child living in Las Vegas. And I was like, I've already been on a gondola. Like, I kind of...
Same thing.
You've been on one, you've been on them all. I've also been on the one at Tokyo Disney Sea. I have been to gondolas everywhere except for the main place that you would go on gondola.
There's other stuff to do here. the one I haven't done.
Exactly.
The one gondola I haven't done. Oh, jeez.
Bonus episode. Let's go to Venice.
Yeah. Star Trek Stories from Venice.
Yes.
Live from Venice. All right, everyone. Next time, Starfleet Academy, the other Star Trek shows, Phase 2, Tanner Hatch, and our new co-host, Ellen Marie Lewis. All this and more only on Star Trek Stories. If you like what we're doing here, please go click on all of the algorithm and engagement buttons that are available to you. You can also email us at storiedstartrek@gmail.com, or you can join our Discord by clicking on the link in the show description. All right, everyone. Star Trek Stories back. We will see you next time for our first episode back. Yeah.
Yay.
All right, everyone. We'll see you then.